All right. Thank you so much, Suchetha. Thank you for joining this conversation, the talk show. Hi. Yes. Welcome again, actually.
Yes, and hello
Yeah.
viewers who are tuning in for the second time. Really appreciate your support and continue to do so with extreme gratitude. And I just found out that he wrapped up his 61st interview yesterday. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So, yes, Sujata. But good. And I also want to appreciate you as well, because the way you are working for people, and we have been talking for so many times, about the courses that you have been planning the workshop, right? You were trying for last 1 year, it's, if I'm not mistaken, right? And finally it is coming out. So congratulations for that. And whatever the content that I came to know from you for all these 5 days is absolutely amazing. I understand it is combination of the emotional, mental, and physical aspects, right? It covers everything. So I'm sure the participants will get the maximum benefit from whatever you are going to teach them. So great job, Sujita. All right. So, but yes, and I'll now start with one of my favorite topics, and just wanted to know, like, what are your thoughts around that, and how are you going to combine in your workshop as well? Okay. So my first point is about the self love, right? Loving the self, that we call it. So how important it is, to practice that daily, consistently, so that when any adverse situation comes, you get saved, basically. So it is not a one time job, right? Just to look at yourself in the mirror and say I love you. I do that, right? I do that daily. And But yeah, what I can say from my experience is that the daily practice saves me, basically. So whenever any adverse situation, things come, I immediately go to my washroom, even if it is in the office, and I say, I'm with you, dear, I love you. Okay, don't worry, I'm with you.
that's an excellent practice and a great question. Wow, we're off to a really good start, even just like the previous session that we had. So, Advait, the self love is one of the most cliched concepts that we've seen, especially in present day. I say cliched with some concern and pain because it is marketed to be very superficial. And when we say self love, especially when it comes to women, women's insecurities are targeted by the manufacturing and the beauty industry across the globe, saying that you use this skincare product, बहुत गोरी हो जाओगी आप, and you will have a lot of people who will like you. We've seen a lot of fairness cream ads and all, right? Like, you use this fairness cream, you'll ace the interview. You use this fairness cream, and the guy जो आपके घर आता है आपका हाथ मांगने, arranged marriage situation में, they look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so fair and pretty, let's just... So self-love has become something that is got to do with our appearance, skincare, weekend rituals. So what women do, self-care, self-love ke naam pe, they'll light scented candles, they'll do this ritualistic practice of putting on a sheet mask on their face, they put their nail polish and all of these things. These are great as a reminder, just to sort of decompress after a long week at work, not denying that. But what intensifies it is when you truly love yourself and care about yourself from within. You need to know who you are as a human being on the inside.
Right.
It's a concept called inner child in psychology. Every person on this planet, every human being on this planet, no matter what their biological age is, deep down we have an inner child. Our subconscious mind is like a kid, very innocent, very pure, and very creative, very loving, very caring, very trusting as well. So when our inner child is denied certain joys in life, is denied certain ambitions, when we tell our inner child is like a 5-year-old kid, man lo. 5-year-old kid, right? If they are ambitious about something, you ask them like, define happiness. They'll tell going with my parents to the fair, going to a carnival, going to watch a movie, or eating the sweet my mother makes. But when you ask an adult what is happiness, either their definition will be so long that they don't know actually what happiness is, or they'll not be able to answer that at all.
Right.
Because they're like, no, when I was 5 years old, this is what was happiness to me, but I'm 25 today. Happiness is getting a job. Happiness is having enough bank balance to buy my first car. Happiness, so it is attached to a lot of materialistic things as well. Self-love is not enhanced or reduced by the materialistic possessions you have in your life. Self-love is not dependent on your accomplishments. Self-love as a concept is unconditional. It's not like you need to have a solid job, you need to be a CEO, only then I love myself, I deserve it then. No. Self-love is as is, no matter what phase of life you're in, be it in your work, your relationship status, be it however you view yourself. When you look at yourself, you should be able to identify your strengths, which is not to do with anything to do with your appearance. You need to be able to look at yourself and say, okay, these are my strengths, these are my areas of improvement. Self-love doesn't mean that I'm going to love myself even if I'm arrogant. No. Self-love is I'm confident, but there is still areas of improvement which will make me even better.
Right.
Self-love is, it's okay if I don't look a certain way, or if I don't have a certain bank balance, if I'm single as well. It's like जब भी मैं character Geet, my favorite home.
Right.
Way she says it, right? It's because she knows how to prioritize the things in her life which makes her happy.
Right.
And self-love, like you rightfully mentioned, it is a daily practice, 100%. Just like, discipline, just like taking a bath on a daily basis is recommended, self-love also has to be done on a daily basis in the little things that we do. When you wake up in the morning, as soon as you wake up, what is the first thing that you do? Do you check your phone, which is a detrimental habit? Or do you wake up, collect your thoughts, visualize or daily affirmations, you go freshen up, you see the world first, and then you sit, and then you make a to-do list for the day. Having healthy habits is self-love.
Right. Great. Yeah.
Is self-love. And how is this going to save us? Relationship ka concept lete hain. If you love yourself, that means you are self-aware.
In fact, my next question was that only,
And when you know who you are, you know what you deserve in a relationship as well. Compromises are a part of every relationship, not denying that. But इतना भी compromise नहीं करना चाहिए कि खुद का identity हम भूल जा रहे हैं. इतना भी compromise मत करो कि toxic हो जा रहा है relationship. Why? Because आप खुद के needs को constantly दबा रहे हो just to keep the relationship going. But if you really loved yourself, you will listen to your inner child saying, okay, inner child is not happy. Why is the inner child not happy? Okay, because XYZ needs are not met. Because I'm not able to be myself. I have to fake to be someone just so that this person can love me. If I don't have enough bank balance, but to win this person's love, I have to show that apni auqat hai because I have crores of balance. For the woman, on the other hand, even though I'm not good looking, let me wear a lot of makeup, and so that this guy stays loyal to me and doesn't go anywhere else. But if she really loved herself, nothing against makeup, if she really loved herself, she will not shy away from showing her real face once they're in a relationship. I should be able to love her without her makeup, with regardless of what she looks like.
Right.
Because that's her soul. Attraction is important, yes. Physical appearance is important, but not to the point that आपका पूरा self-worth is attached to it. And if you don't really love yourself, you will continue to be in a toxic relationship for breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs is a concept where bare minimum you get in return for all the love you give a person. But your self-love is so weak that you still continue to stay for fear agar something is better than nothing, right? कोई तो है, मारता है, he has
Oh,
to have it.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care. Stay here because their self-love game is very weak.
Wow, beautiful. I think, this is probably the crux of the whole life, I would say, not only about the workshop, but right? Uh, okay, yeah. And that whatever you said reminded me of few things as well that I need to, practice on myself. So thank you for that. Yes. Okay, so my next question is about, about the workshop especially. Why one should attend this workshop, not only the self-love, but I'm sure there are so many other things here that you're going to teach in these 5 days, right? So please tell us about, the full content. Yes.
So the workshop is a first of its kind, hence I've named it Glow Up 1.0.
Okay.
Glow up in pop culture, it's a term where we refer it to sort of like a full transformation, full makeover from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
So probably you can pop a poster somewhere on the screen when I'm explaining this. It says Glow Up 1.0, be beautiful inside out.
Beautiful. Yes, yes.
You be beautiful inside out, because when I refer to makeover, again, I don't focus only on the external. अगर अपीयरेंस इतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट होता, खाली खूबसूरत होना मतलब बाहर से दिखने में इतना इम्पोर्टेंट होता, there wouldn't have been any insecure supermodels in the world.
Point.
And millions of dollars in surgeries. No matter how pretty we think a woman is, the world will be ranking her as the most beautiful woman in the world. But deep down, if she's not secure, if she doesn't consider herself beautiful and she doesn't love herself enough, she'll automatically be like, I need to change this. Naak teda hai, aankheं aisi hain, my lips are too thin, I'm not fair enough, my skin is not great enough, So in this workshop, we are focusing on inside out glow.
Right.
When I say
Right.
glow up, it is going to take you one step closer towards the best version of you.
Okay.
Because
Right.
introductory beginner level workshop for every woman, perhaps in the age group of 23, 24, all the way up to 36, 37, even 40, you could say.
Okay.
Urban women preferably, because the challenges they face, keeping that in mind, this workshop has been designed in a way that we are going to be looking deep into their psychology, their feminine energy, their health, daily health habits, detoxification, both mind and body, and even physical fitness. So there's so much that is going to be power packed in these 5 days. It's just going to be 1 hour each day, so that they don't even have to take leaves from work. And I completely get it. All of us have a busy schedule, but they need to set aside 1 hour each day for 5 days, starting 8th of March, which is International Women's Day, to 12th of March.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, one hour is enough. I mean, like every day, anyone can spend at least, And if it is on the self, then I think everyone should try it out.
After the workshop, right, there is no upsell. I've intentionally made it so. When I say upsell, a lot of self-development field or any coaching workshops that we have, at the end of the day 5 is, dedicated for selling a bigger package. But I wanted this to be a one-stop solution. So that, and why 5 days? Someone said 5 days is too long. Why not just 2 or 3 days? So here's what I had to say to them. It takes 5 days for them to get into the groove of something.
Right.
Even after the workshop, it is them proving to themselves hey, I can set aside 1 hour a day. Whatever the learnings of the workshop has been, by the end of day 5, I want them to get into a self-sustained mechanism. So post which, if they were to need me, I'm obviously there to handhold and support. And if more number of women would need that, we can also start a membership community as well. So that is the ultimate goal. I'll be doing this in batches. So after each batch, these women can join this community. They can stay with the community for as long as they want. And if it is self-sustained, great. And some people might need more one-on-one time with me. So they can book a one-on-one session as well after the workshop, if need be, that is.
Right. Sure.
customizing a plan for group coaching or membership coaching or one-on-one coaching. It's just वही होता है ना कि I'm 35 and I have really lovely women in my life, and because of the support system I have, that is exactly why I'm here, doing my living my dream of giving back to my community. And the first workshop ever, I wanted to dedicate it to the women in my life. And my mother, my friends, my sisters, and when I told them I was doing this, they were so happy. Like some of them even were like, I'm joining. Send me the link. I'll register and sign up right now. I'm like, you can talk to me directly. They're like, no.
No.
And that really, like, showed the trust and faith they have in me. And they're like, you're doing something amazing and we want it to be more and more and more. So.
No, absolutely. And I really like your thought process, Suchetha, because you mentioned the self-sustainable, right? And तो मुझे वही लग रहा था कि आप ऐसे डॉक्टर हो कि you want your patient to come only once, कि भाई ठीक है अभी आप आए हो तो मैं आपको दवाई दे देती हूँ, बट मैं ऐसी कुछ आपको टिप्स दूंगी तो ये समझाऊंगी कि आपको वापस मेरे पास आना ना पड़े.
Absolutely. For any coach, right? Like if they're in it for the right reasons, Advait. I've seen both kinds. I've seen coaches who are
I agree.
Integrity, and there are coaches who are in it just because the coaching industry is booming. I'll come here. That's I'm sharing a lot of unpopular opinions right now.
But the truth. This is reality, and I mean I know the reality as well. But what you are suggesting, what you are trying is what is needed, right?
To me, the ultimate win would be when my clients no longer need me.
Good.
Because
Very
they
good.
have learned all the lessons, and of course, if they need me, I'm always there, 100%.
And that sorry if I'm interrupting you, Suchetha. Yes, but that reminds me of our earlier first conversation last year about we discussed about the abundance as well, right? So I can totally now relate to what you are thinking. If you're thinking that okay, कि भाई मेरे पास आते ही रहे, that is not abundant thinking, right? So so good. I really appreciate that,
Because community वही होता है ना Advait कि it is a concept that I'm helping them learn, and it is an idea that I'm passing, and that is going to be my legacy.
Right.
Legacy, what I mean is, okay, I help a woman into a self-sustained mechanism of self-love, empowerment, and wellness.
Right.
She passes that on to her friends and all the women in her life. करते करते chain reaction होने के बाद, ultimately I wanted to get to a place that whether I'm living in this world or not, that idea still lives on. That ideology and that mindset still lives on. That's the goal.
That's a goal. Wow. Sure. Okay. Now next question, Suchetha, is about based on my experience, I'll ask, because I have attended few self transformation course and some workshops in past, and those were a little bit uncomfortable, I would say, because sometimes those instructor ask you to do certain things to introspect. Sometimes they ask you to talk to your certain people whom you do not have a good relationship with, right? वो सब चीजें होती है, right? Forgiveness exercise comes, and all those things, and those, of course, I mean that's a part of the process, but that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. And so I'm sure participants who are already have signed up, or they are thinking still, they may have this question as well. So what do you want to say to those people who have this kind of a fear or a yeah?
It's a very valid awkwardness or hesitation to have, because the moment we talk about self-development, right? In psychology, it's called inner work. In layman terms, it's called self-improvement, self-development, because the whole ideology of inner work is you've got to change things about yourself that no longer serve you. First of all, even admitting to yourself that this is what I lack, or I'm bad at this, it takes strength. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a non-judgmental approach to looking at yourself, which nobody has taught us since childhood. What school do they teach how to be non-judgmental of yourself? And we feel uncomfortable because even before we've spoken about our problem, we've like said it through the words through our mouth,
Mm.
have the thoughts in our head still, but we're already judging. Are yaar, you think like this kya?
Mm.
Because you're so small.
Mm.
And self-development workshop you're going to. So a person who is at like a entry-level job, right? He or she might be like, everyone will be a diggaj over there. मैं छोटा सा हूँ, and
Right.
my problems are not important enough. Not big enough, but not
Right.
important enough.
Right.
Because they're already, even before trying, they're dismissing themselves that I am not important.
Mm.
And on the flip side, a person who is a CEO in
Mm.
self-development workshop will be thinking, लोग क्या सोचेंगे? इतना बड़ा इंसान, but is attending a self-development program.
Mm.
So ultimately क्या हो रहा है? लोग क्या सोचेंगे? We are paying so much attention to the noise outside us. Our inner child
Correct.
is crying for help. We
Mm.
always know what's best for us on the inside, but we don't have
Mm.
the courage to take a step towards it.
Right.
Because
Right.
we're worried. What if my parents say no? What if my boyfriend doesn't like it? What if my girlfriend says that why are you attending this workshop? Or what if kid judges me? Papa, why are you going to school?
Mm.
So again, the kid doesn't know any better. The kid has been taught, but we have already we know everything. We've learned everything. So
Mm.
in the kids, says Papa is Superman.
Mm.
Because Papa is going back to college or attending a self-help
Mm.
program. Papa is still a Superman, right? The mindset change that Papa has to make in the kid. And how will he be able to make it? By taking action.
Right.
Only for such workshops.
Right.
Many people think that if I share my insecurities or vulnerabilities, people will not value me anymore. They'll judge me.
Right.
People don't realize small talk doesn't build friendships and
Mm.
with connections. What truly enhances that bond and that connection, that relatability with someone is when you share your vulnerability openly.
Now I remember the same thing you mentioned in our first conversation as well about the vulnerability part, right? So good.
So
Yeah.
when we share our vulnerability, if someone's judging us for it, it is bad on that person, not on us.
Yeah.
उस बंदे का छोटी सोच or he is so insecure that he is not able to handle your emotions.
Mm.
Because it is like holding a mirror to his face and he's not ready to face his own vulnerabilities. And that's exactly why some men get very uncomfortable when they see someone cry.
Mm.
अरे यार रोने लगे, पता नहीं कि समझ नहीं आया कि उसको कैसे रियश्योर करूं, कंसोल करूं. I didn't know. Ranbir Kapoor's character from Bachna Hai Hasino.
Mm.
Like he'll be very awkward around initially before he undergoes the transformation in his journey later on.
Mm.
He'll be like, he can't handle women who cry.
Mm.
You know why? Because लड़के रोते नहीं हैं, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, and if cry means it's a weakness. So men are not at all familiar, no, forget comfortable, familiar with the concept of crying.
Mm.
So when someone cries in front of them, they're like, oh, what do I do now? Okay, do I offer a box of tissues? Okay, fine. Okay, I'll do that. But if the person's still crying, what do I tell them? You don't have to do anything. Just go sit next to them. That presence is enough. And if they are going to share something, khali suno. Mat bato. Khali suno. And they need to know that you're still there for them. So all of this is possible only when we are vulnerable with someone. And vulnerability, unfortunately, it's a very awkward concept for a lot of people because we think it's a weakness and people will take advantage. अगर हमने share करे कि अपना ये weakness है सोच के they might. So be careful of whom you share your vulnerabilities with. Has earned your trust, definitely. I highly recommend that you do. You'll also believe, okay, this person's just as human as I am. They're all like ekdam sakt londa types, or you know, this woman, she's like a warrior, usko kabhi. No. Even Indra Nui and even like, you know, Sudha Murthy and all these wonderful women, like, I mean, hats off to them. They are also openly vulnerable about their challenges, isn't it? And that's like, yaar, if they are suffering, I am suffering. So it means we are human. Relatable.
Correct.
Awkwardness hota hai for obvious, because you're questioning your deep-rooted beliefs. Right? But if you want different results, you will have
to do something differently.
Yeah.
No,
this.
thank you, Suchetha. Yeah, thank you for this beautiful and detailed explanation. So that helps a lot. Yes, right. My another experience was when I attended such workshop was like after those days, workshop days, you feel that okay, you you are full of as you said, Superman बन जाता है, Superwoman बन जाएगी. But उनको लगा कि हाँ अभी मैं मेरी लाइफ चेंज कर दूंगी. And then वो एक वीक या एक 2-3 वीक रहेगा, and then again वो balloon. Right. So I think why I'm asking this question is because I'm sure many participants will feel this. So so what is your answer to this question? How do you
Fun
want
answer, बताओ, serious answer.
Yes.
So, I mean, not exactly a fun answer. There's a logic behind that as well. So when we are kids and we are growing up, right? Our parents teach us brush your teeth every day, and then they say brush your teeth twice a day, take a bath every day, and before you go to school, wear ironed clothes. शुरू में काफी मुश्किल होता है to make it a part of your routine. But once you get used to it, it's again automatic, right? Self-sustained mechanism. But why do we adapt to that disciplined regime or whatever that routine is? Our why is very clear. What's our why? I want to be the best representation of me when I step out of the house. Because first impressions matter. We live in a very visual world. So similarly, before you enter a relationship, romantic relationship, before you make new friends as an adult, you need to have your mindset, your health, your wellness in optimum level. Peak performance panna hai to, you have to make these changes.
Right.
So ask yourself, even like I have a lot of DMs and queries coming my way after the ad has been posted for wellness program, the Glow Up 1.0. There is an initial screening going on.
Okay.
I'm not taking on every woman that is coming and asking me these questions. I ask them, what are you looking for? What is wellness according to you? Because if their why is, I just want to go from workshop to workshop looking for something, and they don't even know what they're looking for. So if they don't know what they're looking for, how will they even find it? If they don't know what they're looking for, how will they even find it? Why are they even looking for it? So there is this famous speaker, leadership coach,
Simon Sinek.
Yes. Unka book hai na, Start with Why.
Start with why, yeah.
Unless your why is clear, unless your why is not clear or strong,
yeah,
not be self-sustained. And discipline kaise hota hai? See, discipline or commitment in a relationship or when it comes to a health routine or a workout routine is, even on days when you're not in the mood, you show up.
You show up, yes.
I come first and this is my well-being and it's a non-negotiable.